Today we're going to talk about the 10 things nobody tells you about life after college. Now, this topic is quite funny and sad to me at the same time, just because, you go to college and all you really ever think about is that, oh my god, I just cannot wait to be done. Like, all of this laptop and homeworks and tests and quizzes, you're just so over it. You're just like, I just want to work, I just want to come home and like have nothing to do, have no homework, and chillax and make money and like really get into my career. Let me tell you, it is all true that you do that after college. Like, what I do now is I go to work in the morning, I come home, I can either choose to be potato couch or go to the gym, or it's probably 10 by the time I decided, and it's gonna be like, ugh, I have to do it all over again. And so you just go to bed and shower, go to bed, and blah blah blah, and the days start over again. And you do that from Monday through Friday, and Saturday, Sunday you don't do nothing, and you got the 2 days. So the only day you really get to relax is on Saturday, because Sunday you constantly think about Monday, so you just kind of like ruin it for you. So the only day you really enjoy is Saturday. Now, that per se would be wonderful if you like your job, which we're going to get into. Job hunting is necessary, but terrible evil. Now, I don't know about you, but I've always had a job in college to kind of just like give me some gas money, bills and rent, and gas in the car and things like that. So I always have money doing beautician work. Now, if you're one of those that work in like restaurant and like others like job beside your internships, you're not gonna like it, because what you graduated in, and when you really go out like to the real world without having like any interns or anything, you really doubt yourself whether if you really know how to do that job in the real world. Because everything you know up until graduation day, up until when you apply for that job, and then when you really go into a job, you're just like, oh my god, like, should have paid more attention in class, because that's what it is. And then I think it was for me, I applied like interns after college, and some of it was paid, some of it wasn't paid for. And it sucks because it's like you have to learn all over again, because I wasn't doing internships in school. I wanted to focus 100%, and the job that I had was only like 3 days a week just to get by. And honestly, if I could go back in time, I would really would focus that time into an internship, maybe a paid internship or something like that. Like, if you have, like those, if you make good grades, like, to live in Georgia, so we had Hope Scholarship and grants, and so the government kind of give you a little bit money. Like, I wish I would say those and apply for like a non-paid internship and like just like honestly move my way up. So by the time I graduate, move my way up to getting paid, and then by the time I graduate, I would be somewhere. I would know to do something. I would know how it is to be in the real world. Now, I put myself in like a totally different job. So when I graduate, I had to get an interns. I have to learn. I feel like I have to learn it all over again. And then when I really did want to focus on it, I was like behind from other people. And I felt like, because I have so many years on my back and being a beautician, but my really degree, what I worked on was fashion. And then like and then I just have like these little internships back me up. Like I really didn't have anything. So I think it's important, even in the beginning, while you're still in school, or even before you even start to go college. Like I know it stressed people out to have a plan, but it's so good. Like it's so good, you guys, to just have a plan and move on with that plan. Like it's not a really specific plan, it's a general plan, but at least you have a plan. And I would recommend that totally. Job application is super hard when you don't have experience, you know. So these companies out here, you graduate and they ask for 4 years, 3-year experience, and a lot of time you're just like, what kind of experience? So that's what I'm talking about, is those internships really helps. A little bit goes a long way. Now I wasn't really unfortunate to have the support, like my family paid for my college and everything. Like I wasn't like that, so you know, I had struggles, and now I'm still struggle because I had that struggles. But that's not the point. Like if you just email me or talk to me, like I would be able to help you too. Just let me know. All right, next things. You may not find the job you're looking for. Now this is so much fun. Like, so I don't know anything about IT or being a medical field or anything like that. I'm pretty sure in the medical field, if you go for a nurse, you're honestly gonna get a nursing job. Like it's not like other field. But if you are in other field like business, fashion, I don't know, tons of other majors out there like public relations, communication, psychology, whatever, what's not, you're most likely not going to get the job that you went to school for and dream jobs. A lot of people move their way up to their dream job if they stick up to it, and a lot of time things are hard nowadays. Society has gone to shit, so honestly everything is so expensive. Even this little hand sanitizer over here, it's super expensive. So if you don't work, you don't have money. So if you can't find your dream job within your local city, it's really hard to just like move away, because you need money to move away, and you kind of need money now to sustain what the life that you have right now. So honestly, you're just in this rut, you know, going around in cycles. And I'm not saying this to like be disencouraging, but reality is, if you have a plan, stick to it, you'll get there. But I did not, so I struggled so much. Like I graduated in Atlanta and I moved to Fort Lauderdale. Now, like my dream job, like I have this general idea of what I want out of my major. I was just like, I would be happy with just any design job, like fashion buyer, merchandiser, visual merchandiser, designer. Like I would love to be able to design, like, but when people ask me what kind of design, I say fashion design. But that's very competitive, and not a lot of, like, most companies work with like high-end fashion designer, and most fashion designers have their own companies. So when you do get in there, you work off of their design. You don't really get to design. So unless you have a backup plan on your own company and what you really want to do, you don't get to design shit. You to apply to other jobs that they can't get to because their company is growing so big and they're too busy beside designing. So that's where you're going to get. Fuger days ahead. Now you're thinking like, oh my gosh, I am so happy, I'm finally not going to be broke anymore because I'm out of college. I graduated, I got my dream job. Now if you get a high paying job off the bat out of college, good for you. Like I'm applauding for you. Like I'm not hating, I am applauding for you. But for the rest of us, we're still eating ramen after college. Now, you might have a roommate while you were in college, and now you moved out of your roommate or either moved back home. For me, I just went back home because like I told you guys, it was hard to get an internship, and when I got out of school, it was very difficult to like to stay at the job that I was working 3 days a week, because that was not what I wanted to do. So I was absolutely miserable doing that full time. And then I applied for interns, so those interns didn't pay a lot of money, so I was like also struggling. So you know, just gonna like balance off like what is your priority. You still be eating ramen at the end of the day. Like your bank might say like, hey, you can't afford that. Eating habits will have to change. Now your body will change. Now it has nothing to do with life after college or like financial or anything about your major and like your academic. This is a little about your body in general. In college, I remember I was used to be able to black out drunk and go to class at 7 a.m. in the morning and be completely fine with just a cups of coffee. Now, don't even think about it. I'll be like, all right, 2 drinks and I'm home by 10. It's real. Oh, and you know, I talked about this just a little bit ago. Like, it's honestly funny because your living lifestyle will also change too, because you can't just really hang out with your friend whenever you want, after class, before class, and you can just bound your schedule around your friend and have fun, and beside like work and homework and going to school. Now you just really work, because if you don't do it professionally going to work, then you lose your job. And then because you're at work all day, you don't got time for your friends, let alone your significant others. Now, if you are married, good luck to you. I don't know how people marry nowadays. I can't even feed myself to begin with. A last point would be people ask you about your job. People ask you about what you do, because honestly, people haven't been to school in a long time, or don't go to school at all, or your parents per se, or your grandparent. They really think that once you like graduate college, it's just like, oh my god, you hit jackpot. No. It don't work like that around here. No, you don't hit no jackpot. I think the only jackpot is yourself. Because you know what? If you don't really change the perspective up here about getting a job, and like reality gonna hit at you, and you don't stand up and you don't do anything about it. Ooh, my mom and dad asked, just like, I don't know. Currently jobless. I don't know. Cute. Does it still work? It works at 5. Yeah, so that's what happened to me. Like, not only job that they were asking me like, what about husband? What about boyfriend? What about kids? It's just like all these things were slamming into you. And then even social media, Facebook, Instagram, maybe not Snapchat, but Facebook is like the #1 thing that like get me going about my friends. All of them would be married, engaged. Sorry. All of them would be married, engaged, have kids, have grandkids, and like just like crazy stuff like that. And you're sitting here like, oh my gosh, I moved back home with my parents. Like, what is my life? You know? So, hey, that's my take on life after college. I don't need to be encouraging, but honestly, this is like reality. So what do I do now? I mean, it's like when I put myself in one of these like thing that if it's one of these category I told you guys about, it really sounds really depressing, but I'm okay. I'm okay, guys. Like we'll figure this stuff out. I'm currently jobless right now because I quit doing what made me miserable to wanting to do my dream jobs. I haven't figured it out. I might be all on my business. I don't know yet. But I will figure it out, because you know what? We are a millennial. We will change the fact that our other generations before us, was ahead of us, was doing what they can and build this whole society up for us. So they can't blame us to be who we are, what we want to do. So now we go back to who we want to be happy. All that it is be happy. So you know what, you guys, if you guys are in school, you guys are in a major that you love, I applaud to you. If you had an internship right now, I applaud to you. If you're like me, you're working like a side job and just like really focused in school, I applaud to you too. But you don't really need to think about the internship though. Yeah, you know, whatever path that you're in, whatever that bridges that you're crossing right now, I applaud to you, because you brought yourself here and no one else did. You did it, you know. Like, a lot of people tell me like, you did it, what's now? I'm like, I don't know. It's just that constant pressure. But don't let that pressure you. Like, you know, stay true to your plan and don't switch out a lot. I think that's was like the number one that threw me off guard, was like just like changing multiple things and just picking up too much. Look, you can't be having 5 arms and 1 brain, you know. It just really doesn't work that way. So I hope you guys learned something from this video. I honestly say nothing but the truth, and the reality is it does suck, but it doesn't have to be. It's all on, like, it's all on you. Like, but don't feel pressure. Me saying that is because of what I meant. It's like, it's all about you. It's all about how you see things. It's all about how you react to it. There was a quote from Buddha. He said that 10% is what life happened and 90% is how you react to it. So if you react in a great way, you'll come out great. Thanks you guys for watching. I'll see you guys later. Mwah.